Welcome back. It's your boys, the Iron Analysts. Got the new name. Where all of our videos are on YouTube now.
They're crazy. All at once. So if you guys want to rewatch, re-listen, just re-listen. Sorry, we have no videos. Then you can
We're
check
not that cool yet.
Not that cool yet. But yeah, you can check our YouTube. And there's going to be a bunch of listens there. Yeah. So take a look.
Yeah. Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think we've been at this for almost 3 months now.
Let's put it at 10 episodes. I find that impressive.
That is impressive.
Like, I am not a consistent person, so the fact that we've been this consistent is daunting.
Well, we do love the game.
Yeah, we do love the game.
And we love all of you.
Yeah, we love shit talking. Oh, you're talking about the... Okay.
Wow, you just want to shit on
No,
the fans?
I meant...
Wow.
I was talking about we love shit talking to pros. We love shit talking to pros.
Well, right now, the newest shit talk for League in general right now is new champion that just came out.
Oh, Milo?
I think it's Melio.
Melio.
I like Milo because it sounds cooler.
When I hear Milo's voices, it kind of reminds me of Coco.
Yeah.
From the movie.
Make me boco.
Gives him that vibes, you know. He's like, he's cheery, he's young, you know.
He even have like the Spanish dance,
Yeah.
little like, and one of his emotes, he uses the balls to play football.
Bro, and he's got the spirits around him, you know, kind of like that movie vibe. Yeah. So obviously, League is gonna get sued soon, but look forward to that.
Like how no one questioned how racist it was to make the Hispanic kid kick the spirits around like a soccer ball.
Oh goodness.
No other person does that, just him.
You know, it was a cute champion, so people have no complaints.
Yeah, yes. But he is, I will say, somewhat broken.
He is very broken. He's getting a nerf already. Like first day came out, the right developer team was like, yeah, we're gonna make some changes.
Well, let's think about it. So right off the bat, he has a heal that heals you over time and gives you attack range.
Everyone has Mundo at this point, yeah.
Yeah, and attack range, which is big.
It is very big.
Yeah, even on melee champions, like a couple centimeters
can go a long
way.
That's why they banned nerf Caitlyn? So this is kind of off topic, but maybe because Caitlyn Milo could have been a little too broken.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But so he does those two things and then gives you a shield and heal, or a shield and movement speed. And the shield and movement speed can be used twice.
Twice?
Yeah, he has 2 charges. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't play me up, so...
Yeah. So he has 2 charges, and then his ult heals and removes any form of CC and giving you tenacity.
He's like that support that just denies every other support, if you think about it.
Oh, and the best trend right now is that his Q throws out the little blob guy.
Yeah.
And it can prevent any melee from using any of his abilities. Nautilus tries to hook you, throw it out, knocks him back. Thresh tries to hook you, throw it, knock him back. It literally is the anti-engage, which is funny because they buffed them.
Yeah.
And also in pro play and all that, all I've ever noticed, the only tank that is really being spammed is Thresh.
Thresh and maybe
not
Nautilus.
A single other, maybe every every so often.
Yeah.
But other than that, the whole quote unquote, we buffed tanks. They didn't really buff tanks.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe
they just made tanks slightly less shitty.
I think the reason for that also is because maybe Lucian Nami is still pretty strong and
very prevalent.
Yeah, very prevalent. And also Zeri Lulu. We're still seeing that a lot. Zeri's still in the meta right now. And all these hyper carries just really strong, so there's no reason to not have enchanters, but at least we see a little more engage, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely agree, if Milo comes into the pro scene, even I don't care if there's just a few engaged supports, there's a lot of engaged junglers, a lot of engaged junglers, a lot of engaged anybody,
Yeah. Anyone come at you, you deny them. Yeah. And if they do get on you and try to land CC on your ADC, you shut it down.
I feel like it'll be very tilting to play against, for sure. Against a good support, absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they're going to nerf him. I think probably the biggest thing is they'll just probably change the ratio of a lot of his...
probably reduce his damage.
Yeah, not just the damage, probably reduce the scaling of the heal.
The scaling is strong.
Yeah, he's very much a scaling Lulu.
But regardless of that, he still also does a decent amount of damage in the early game as well.
Yeah.
So
it's give or take. The skin on him, meh.
You don't like the skin on him?
It's okay.
Do you think it's?
It could have been better.
It could have been better.
It could have been better.
But what about the theme? Does it like fit Milo?
I don't really know. He's a unique champion.
Unique champion.
He's like one of the first champions that revolves around spirits.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that.
Slimes,
that makes sense, yeah.
Have you been in a different skin line? I can't think of any.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's like a kid champion or like a young champion, it's really hard to figure out a skin for them, especially because a lot of our recent skins are very complex. Yeah, that's the word for it. Very complex.
And very detailed.
Mm-hmm. And just like putting that on like a champion or a person that isn't complex, young, it's kind of hard to figure it out for sure.
Yeah, also the backpack thing on his back is kind of abnormally bulky.
He looks like Gaara from Naruto.
If Gaara had like 10 dead bodies in his urn.
God.
Thing is massive. Like the urn, like the thing that the kid carries on his back is like 3 times his size.
Okay. You're saying he's bigger?
The bag is bigger.
The bag's bigger, yeah.
The bag is bigger than the kid.
He has a bigger package?
Yeah.
Okay.
The kid's been packing. Watch out, ladies.
Okay. Wait, okay. Stop. Okay.
And so like with that skin, I was kind of curious on like how many people bought that skin for Milo.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the answer I was looking for. But I did find another article that was posted recently, and it was talking about the 10 most purchased skins in League.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Run me down here.
So they didn't rank them at all. They just gave us the top 10. So this is in no way, shape, or order. Right off the bat, I will say there's not a single champion that has 2 of the most purchased. It's 10 unique champions.
10 unique champions.
Yes.
Wow,
which I was a little surprised. I thought there would at least be like 4 Luxes.
Riot is doing a decent job. Okay,
Yeah.
But we know there's at least 1 Lux, right?
Yes,
okay.
it is the Elemental Lux.
Elementalist,
Yeah.
Yep. There was a lot of hype. You know, I bought a friend that skin so that he'd play League with me.
So I own that skin. I didn't buy it though.
Yeah.
I got a skin shard for it.
Okay.
Then followed up by getting another one, which since I already had it, I sold it and it gave me 5,000 orange essence.
5,000 orange essence.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was like some stupid amount. It was great. And then I've just never run out of orange essence since.
And you already have a lot of skins too. I mean, I feel like after the Hex Deck chest thing, we're just getting so many skins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry.
So next is Project Vayne. Mm-hmm. Very understandable. Been the champion, been around for a while.
Wait, so Elementalist Lux is 10?
No, these are not in any order.
Oh, not in any order. Okay.
They just listed the top 10.
Got it.
But they didn't number them.
Project Vayne, you said?
Yeah, Project Vayne's up there.
That's crazy.
Devil Teemo.
Devil Teemo?
Yeah. That one surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
High Noon Lucian.
High Noon. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That skin's a banger.
It's a good skin. Okay. Okay.
Dark Cosmic Jin. The best Jin skin.
That's
valid.
That makes sense, yeah.
Star Guardian Jinx.
Oh, I just got that skin. Yep. Yeah, I like it.
So fun fact about this list. There's only 1 Star Guardian skin and 1 Star Guardian pajama skin on this list.
There's a pajama skin got into the top 10.
Yes.
You're kidding me.
Pajama Guardian
Don't.
Ergot. Top 10 most purchased.
I knew you were going to say it.
Everyone bought that.
I was like, hold up. I think he's about to cook.
Dunk Master Darius.
Okay, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to dunk on a fool?
If you're a Darius main, you got to get that skin.
Yeah. And before you had like all of these fancy Lux skins and all of these fancy Seraphine skins, you know who was like the base e-girl? Sona.
So true.
DJ Sona.
That skin was so popular.
Yeah,
it was like definitely considered one of the best skins in the game.
And then the one skin that threw me off the most, I actually had to look up how much this skin costs. Mm-hmm. So this skin only costs 390 RP.
Oh, okay. No wonder.
It is Assassin Yi.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel like all the poor people who get like RP at the beginning will just buy that skin just because like they're like, oh, that's the only thing I can buy. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so those are the top 10 most purchased skins in League.
Some of them kind of threw me off.
Right?
I'll be honest, but I did expect maybe there'd be like another Lux one. The Jin one made a lot of sense, obviously. I think there were a few that made a lot of sense.
The Jin and Jinx and Elemental's Lux, those 3 made the most sense.
Yeah. I didn't.
I feel like the Lucian one only recently got popular for how much it's being played in pro.
Oh, that's true.
And so you see a lot of like people want to always like mimic the pros. Like,
I just thought the Project one would be popular too on Lucian because it's Project. Yeah,
but at the same time, like it's not as good as the Cowboy. Like,
okay. Valid.
He gets a silver. He gets a gold.
He gets basically a cowboy. Basically, like his guns are.
Yeah, they even added like they even changed like the sound effects a little bit.
Yeah, the sound effects are good. I have the Yasuo, High Noon Yasuo, and it sounds like you're shooting a pistol when you Q. Yeah.
So like the High Noon skins, the sound effects pretty spot on. They added the gun sounds. Dark Cosmic Jin, if it wasn't going to be on this list, I would have called it a bullshit list.
So a great thing that we have right now is that each skin is also in a completely different skin line from the other. Yeah. There's no skins are the same, right?
The only ones that I would say are in like the same quote unquote universe is the pajama one and the Star Guard.
But we're not going to count that. Yeah, we're not going to count that.
They only made that one for a meme.
Okay.
And funny enough, the meme is in the top
memes
10.
win. Absolutely.
If you ever want to have anything become successful, just make it a meme.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or have Ryan Reynolds be the face of it.
Oh my goodness. Bring celebrities into League. No, I don't want to go.
Okay, so real quick, no, that's valid. I'm curious.
We already have celebrities in pro.
What famous actor or actress would you like to just either film a commercial for League of Legends or make an appearance at one of the live stadiums?
Jack Black.
Jack Black, really? Jack Black.
He's funny.
What would you have him be like? It'd be like a caster for the day?
He would be a great caster.
He would.
Make him a shoutcaster. Or, like the announcer at the beginning. Yeah. That'd be hype.
So my thought was, because he likes throwing money at things. And also likes to be boastful. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. As an announcer for like the world tournament.
Let's get this where it's going.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I am The Rock.
Yeah, and then he can just like throw his like millions into League to maybe like boost the economy a little.
Oh my god!
Just like take a slap to the LCS because he created the XFL. So like, hey,
he was the one that did that.
Yeah,
I was wondering why I was seeing so many advertisements of the XFL everywhere.
Yeah, that's because he's like the co-founder. Of it, either the founder or the co-founder.
I don't like seeing those ads all over like the train station. Don't.
Yeah,
but okay.
What, you don't like having a second football team in Seattle? As
you know, I'm like a one trick. I'm tired. It just messes with my brain.
That's fine. I'll take that. And with messing with your brain, there's been a lot going on over in Europe.
In Europe? Yeah, there has been, definitely.
So the LEC is almost done with their, second split?
Yeah, some teams have locked in their group stage.
Yep. And also with that, there's a lot of changes, last minute changes to kind of feel the waters and prepare for after MSI. And some of the biggest ones that I saw revolved around K-corp.
K-corp.
And for those that don't know, K-corp, I believe, is a French...
Yeah, it's in a French league.
Yeah, it's a French league in the LFL. That is very notorious for having great players as well as being just a great organization itself.
Yeah, we know, like, definitely K-corp, they kind of got exposed to the whole League of Legends world when Reckless actually played for K-corp for a year. And they played amazing. Yeah.
And so with that, a person that probably if you've paid any attention to the LCS in the last year or so, you'll probably recognize a name that's currently over there, Cowrie.
Cowrie, yeah.
And there's been a little bit of drama going on, not with him specifically, but with the fact that K-corp wants to obtain Targamas.
Oh.
Because Targamas was on XL, and then XL replaced Targamas.
I mean, XL did play bad. They had to replace someone.
I know, but why replace Targamas, though, with Limit? It made no sense.
Who's Limit?
Exactly.
I think I've heard of it once.
And then XL made an also great decision of replacing...
Great?
Quote-unquote, in their opinion, great.
Okay.
With their kind of semi-rookie Vetho. Vithio.
Yeah.
With another NA talent...
Bum-ba-da-bum.
Abadage!
Let's go. The dog.
He originally joined XL back in January as a substitute, but now is going to be the main face of the mid lane.
I mean, he has experience in Worlds, and he's been playing for a bit. I think he deserves his chance to shine.
Yeah. Poor Cowrie, though, with Targamas joining K-corp.
Potentially.
They want to find an ADC that matches well with Targamas, and they already suspect that Cowrie will not mix well. I don't know what that means in the field or anything. Mm-hmm. I just feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, he's been kind of getting tossed around a lot. He's been playing in Academy for a long time in, I don't know, like many leagues, right? And he was in EG. He had a 2-month spotlight, playing Worlds and whatnot. But
he did okay.
Yeah, I mean,
for the amount of time and resources that kid had, he made it look like if any other player had that amount of prep, I feel like they would perform either at the same level or even worse.
Yeah. Also, when Worlds was in Korea, actually, and they were all boot camping in Korea, Cowrie actually was like up there. He was like up there in the leaderboards, and I believe he like hit Challenger super duper fast.
Yeah. And
no one else in EG did, by the way. It was just Cowrie, and he did it super duper fast.
Yeah, he's all in all a great player that's just being treated shittily. Yeah. Now, I don't know if he wants to leave K-corp of his own volition. That could be an option.
And we also don't know how he is as a team player, of course. So,
but I just found it a little sad that he was getting bounced around.
Yeah. Can't deny skill, but...
Yeah, I hate it when I see players that kind of get like tossed around year after year or even split after split. It's just like how can you develop when you can't have a basis?
It's a tough, but it's also the pro player life. I think we've heard of similar stories from many other pros, how they just get tossed around, especially in the early stages.
Yeah.
But I think especially for Cowrie, he's kind of been in the league for a long time, and he has proven himself many, many times. Hopefully there will be a team that will allow him to shine.
Yeah, maybe allow him to shine. You know who did shine recently, though?
Ooh.
Over in the LCK.
LCK?
Yeah. Hanwha Life beat Damwon Kia.
Yeah, they did.
Zeka has dethroned Showmaker as the second best mid laner.
Yeah, do you think it's gonna get to the point where... Wait, no, it's not. Hanwha Life just lost to Genji. They just lost Genji yesterday.
Yeah. But that still doesn't, you can still have great players in, the top, 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. It's anonymous that T1, all of them are number 1.
Yeah, I mean, they proved that they were the number 1 all-star pro team. Yeah.
It's the whole roster. Nothing changed.
Also, did you see the video I sent you where Keria, since he got number 1 MVP, right? Because for the POG points, he was off the park with his points, you know what I mean? Yeah. So just him at the top of at the top of the arena, just with sunglasses on, and just
Chad walks down.
Yeah, Chad.
Yeah.
It's yep, I'm number 1.
No, and it's interesting to think that of just kind of how different T1 looks and feels compared to last year.
Yeah,
I feel
we've talked about this, but
last year, but that's because it's just so daunting.
Yeah,
the night and day change.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, before and after, this team is amazing. Mm-hmm. But just the personality wise, all of that, it's almost night and day on how they act in and out of stream.
Absolutely, I feel like they're almost they're increasing the standard of League of Legends pro play. Yeah, that's how I see it. You don't think it can get any better than this, especially when you saw them when they were a full roster from last year, right? Where they won a crazy win streak, right? And then next split, you're like, oh my, they're playing even better as a team. They're playing even better, right? It's surprising.
Yeah. And I feel like people just sleep on that.
Do they?
Well, they just assume that T1's going to be great.
Oh, yeah, but they don't understand the progress.
Yeah, they don't understand the progress. They don't see it. Mm-hmm. I'm a firm man that is seeing is believing. Mm-hmm. And I've seen them. I believe them.
Oh, absolutely.
Honestly, if T1 doesn't make it into Worlds Finals and MSI Finals, if they don't win both, I'm going to be surprised this year.
Yeah. I mean, I was already surprised last year because I definitely expect them to win. I do blame some of the drafting in Worlds, but...
Yeah, there was a bit... They got ego checked at Worlds. That's how I can best describe it.
Yeah.
They saw what DRX was doing, and they were just okay, they got lucky. run it back. They got lucky again. We got this.
Yeah.
And then they just were so tilted by the fact that they were losing to something that they believed they could win that they lost.
Yeah. I mean, there can be a lot of speculations on what happened, but now looking forward, it's hard to assume they make a mistake like that again, because right now their drafting is insane. They have something called trust, which they had before, but it's even stronger now. Even Carrier said in an interview when they asked, why are you picking all these ADCs, all these crazy ADC supports? And he said, his teammates allow him and trust him to pick the champion that he thinks is going to win for the team. And I mean, I bet this applies to all of them.
I feel like this has to do with having to stick together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at most sports, rarely does a person leave after a year. Normally they stick for like a minimum of 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like bare minimum in most sports.
No, you're right.
Because like you have to build like not only on stage or wherever you perform, but also behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like if your personalities don't mix well as a team off stage, they're not going to mix on stage.
Yeah.
I think because I've been seeing a lot more clips of like off stage T1.
Oh yeah, like streamer and like
Yeah, like-
jumping into each other's rooms.
Yeah. Like what was I think my favorite one that I saw was owner got a haircut, but he didn't know if he liked it.
Oh, was it? You mean Zeus? I think it's Zeus.
Zeus is one of them.
Oh yeah, I think Zeus got a haircut and the Carrier came in, right?
Yeah, Carrier came in.
That was Zeus.
And looked at it and was just like, oh yeah, very good, very good. Goes over to in his stream and whispers to all of his streamers, it's just like, hey, go over to his channel and say that his hair looks good.
Yeah. That was wholesome.
Yeah, it's adorable.
And you
but it's
can't
bonding.
you can't also forget there's a huge fan base. I think it's Vietnam where that huge fan base is, where they're just simping over the Carrier Gumayushi like synergy. Yeah, the bromance. They're just like, I see like fan TikToks all the time.
I like how Gumayushi has so much swagger. Because I feel like
he's got that ego, you know what I mean?
Well, like last year, a lot of people were hyping him up and not really Carrier. So they were always saying like, oh, Faker and Gumayushi carrying the game.
Yeah.
Now a lot of the times people are saying Faker and Carrier are carrying the game. And so I feel like the pressure's gotten off of him, and so he can be a little bit more like the weight's off his shoulders.
Definitely. I
and I feel
agree.
Like
he had a lot of pressure.
Carrier can hold the pressure better than Gumayushi.
For sure.
Just based on how he acted after losses, wins, he knows that feeling, and I feel like he can handle it better, the same way Faker can handle it.
Yeah, and speaking on pressure, I think overall this like trusting was definitely displayed in their most recent game against KT. It was a scary game for T1 fans because they went to Game 5. KT got Elder. It was really, really scary, but they managed to still, keep their composure, get Baron, fight at the Dragon Pit one more time, and they just played well. Like you can tell just by T1's fighting, there was no nervousness. They knew what to do. You can see like Zeus's Gnar kind of like pushing the AD threat away, while the rest of the team sort of just jumps onto the rest of KT's roster. And, I'm just saying that because you were talking about nervousness.
No.
It's almost like they still trust each other, even at the brink of death.
It's very cool. Very cool. And then for the LPL,
I mean, what is it? Now the playoffs have been locked in for the players. Unfortunately, for the IG fans, Invictus Gaming did not make it to playoffs. They got 11th, and I believe, which I think is a crazy number, but you need to be top 10. 10 people go to the playoffs, which I find crazy.
Also I found hysterical.
What?
Phoenix Fun Plus or whatever it is.
Oh, I forgot about FPX.
FPX is at the FPX. I feel like
are they at the bottom?
They're towards the bottom.
Oh my god!
So you know how like a couple years ago, CLG was always at the bottom. It was like a meme of how they were so great and then they've fallen so far.
Yeah,
that's FPX now.
Yeah, they're in that period right now. I mean, no doing me, no win.
Yeah, no doing me, no win.
Sorry, you need the master.
That's fair. That's honestly.
Yeah. But also, like, Weibo's looking up, and did you want to talk about UCal?
You know what? I feel like this story is a little bit closer to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk about it. So UCal is I believe he's a top laner for Thunder Talk Gaming, which is a new team in the LPL. And recently, TT, which is their team, what do you call it? Team acronym? Yeah, team acronym.
It's like Thunder something.
Yeah. They beat Weibo, Team Up, and Team TES. And right after they beat TES...
Yeah, Thunder Talk Gaming.
Oh, Thunder Talk Gaming, yeah. After they beat TES, which is where Jackie Love and Rookie is, Ukal just cried. Oh, he's a mid laner? I'm sorry. But yeah, he just cried. And then a lot of people were like, why did he cry? And then obviously LPL, they did some more research and they found out that Ukal, he actually got denied going up in Worlds from the Shy, Ning, Baolon, Jackie Love, and Rookie.
Wasn't that the Invictus Gaming group that also won Worlds?
Yeah, that was the Invictus Gaming team that won Worlds in 2018. Isn't that crazy?
So that was the first and only time he ever made it to Worlds.
Yeah.
And got immediately kicked out by the champions.
Yeah, by the champions. But guess what? UCal, the team he's in right now, just beat 3 LPL teams where all those 5 players reside in. And after that, they were just like emotion just hit him because he lost to all of them, right? And he finally just like got his revenge.
Yeah. They should change his nickname to John Wick.
John Wick.
Boys out on revenge. You killed my chances at getting Worlds. Now I kill yours. Bang, bang.
But no, I thought it was a beautiful moment. Absolutely.
Oh, it was very touching. Mm-hmm. And just like the fact that actually happened. Like, I feel like most people wouldn't remember that. But like, that man...
He was holding it
slightly creepy that he remembered exactly who fucked him
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little creepy. Understanding if that was the only time you've ever been to Worlds.
And that's how fans react to John Wick movies, right? So same thing.
Well, no, okay, so now it's a whole different roller coaster.
Okay, let's not get too much into it. We're talking about
like it started with a dog, and then not a dog, and then we're back to a dog, and now not a dog. Oh. It's a very up and down roller coaster for dogs. It's a doggy dog world.
Okay, well, speaking of dogs, okay, let's talk about this dog region called the LCS.
Feel proud about that one?
Yeah. Okay, I love my transitions, but just now, playoffs is still going on right now, but...
So first week of playoffs are over.
First week of playoffs is over, and a couple of teams got knocked out.
Not just a couple. So... Well, you know what? We'll start off day one. We'll go each day because it tells the story.
Oh, yeah.
So right off the bat, first game of playoffs, FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves.
Easy 3-0 by FlyQuest, but also pisses us off.
After watching these 3 games, because there was no fourth game. There wasn't even a consideration of a fourth game.
Of course. I mean, like, I didn't want to see a fourth game after
the first one?
No, not the first one. The first one, FlyQuest destroyed, which I was like, okay, it's FlyQuest. But the second and third, 100 Thieves had it in the bag.
They dropped the ball.
Dude, they're like thieves that rob a bank and then just accidentally drop all their money on the sidewalk.
So speaking of that, the opening for this tournament.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Avile is probably the best social media person for FlyQuest.
Yeah.
But also so cringe.
The content creator.
So of just having the FlyQuest crew come out, the actual like players come out on stage, her dressed up as like a French bandit with really crappy 100s tea for 100 Thieves.
She's a thief.
Yeah. Painted on her, and then she tries to steal their money. Or no, steals a plant.
Yeah, because FlyQuest are all about planting trees.
Yeah. So she tries to steal the plant, and they just knock her down and just
start beating the shit out of her.
Yeah, I was just like, what am I watching?
I was like,
I didn't realize it was her at first, though. I thought it was just some weird shit happening on stage. I reckon because it's America, so anything can happen.
That's true. But yeah, they were just stomping on her, like fake stomping.
Yeah.
And then I think she just got dragged out by somebody.
I think it was one of the staff members. Just casually drug her out.
Was that or was like Raz? I don't remember.
One of the two.
Yeah, she just got dragged out. And you know, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and I will say, for 100 Thieves, for how hyped they were, going 7-0 during the Super Week, all I think about is the one meme on TikTok where it's just like, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And sadly, this week during playoffs, they were the sometimes maybe shit.
But we can't completely blame it on coin flip because 100 Thieves are the ones that are forcefully coin flipping their games.
Yeah.
Remember the second game where they had that Baron buff wave on the bot lane?
Yeah.
And then Closer decides to just all in the Zeri when the tower is still up. Now all of a sudden they're overextended, they get flanked, and they all die. Is that crazy? They could have slowly ended the game. They even had a Baron cannon minion, and suddenly the Baron power play is like Baron piss play. Like they got negative.
Wasn't there also like one of the moments where they tower dove Vikla as Vigar and they all died? How could I? This is 100 Thieves playstyle, okay? They get these early leads, which is great, right? They get these early leads, but then they just like drop the ball every time because it's not even a team fight. They never get good team fights like the CLG versus Cloud9 series. That was amazing. Yeah.
They just always overextend, get caught out, and just like give their money back. See, they steal the bank and they're like, oh, sorry, I feel bad. Let me return it back to the bank. Let me put it back in the vault.
They've gone full Canadian.
Basically.
Tenacity's corrupted them.
No.
I think he's from Canada.
No, he is. Yeah, but...
No, I'm so sorry about that.
I'm so sorry about that.
Here, have your money back.
You
know what? I took that kill from you. That wasn't right. Here, you can kill me and my buds over here. The gold should even out.
God. Yeah, I don't like it. And eventually, I think it was the third game where they had a great lead again. Veigar, late game, presses R on double lift. GG, they win. Yeah. That's how it goes.
It's kind of sad.
Moving on.
Second day, Cloud9 versus CLG.
This game was fun. This series was fun.
So, I did a little digging, and apparently, Cloud9 and CLG, no matter which one is like top dog and the other one's bottom, they always have weird games where you think they should win, but they don't.
That's why it's hype. Like the first game, Cloud9, Fudge just strolls up to the Nexus. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
Goner. But that's what's funny, though. I feel like the first, two games, it was funny. Because, I think Jace kind of carried. Fudge's Jace kind of carried the first game. And the second game, Palafox's Jace just gets a triple kill and just carries. I was like, this is the battle of the Jaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did the LCS want to become Korea?
Yeah. When Korea's not picking Jace, obviously. At the wrong time. Yeah. But it's working right now, so. And I think that kind of follows up with the meme right now where, MNS, he's on Twitter, he's when he loses as Jace, he's oh, NAJ's bad.
Just NAJ's.
NAJ's, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think he ran it back again and B Flight Quest with Jace again, and he was oh, maybe NAJ's good.
God damn it.
This is the funniest shit. But yeah, I like this game because it was very, very 50-50 on both sides.
Yeah.
And unlike the FlyQuest and 100 Thieves game, it was whoever plays a team fight better, whoever is a better player on the moment that they fight for the objective. They were fighting for every objective. They didn't really get caught out as much. So that's why I enjoyed it, Yeah,
it was very solid.
Very scrappy, and we love that.
Yeah, I predicted both teams to lose in the upper bracket, I'll be honest.
Yep. It's Cloud9 and FlyQuest.
Yeah, I did have it 3-1 FlyQuest 100 Thieves, though, I will say.
I think a lot of people did.
I gave them benefit of the doubt of saying that they could get one game in.
In your defense, they really could have gotten one game in. They really could have.
Next one was 100 Thieves versus Golden Guardians.
Yeah, 100 Thieves, they lose, obviously, so they're dropping down to the lower bracket to fight Golden Guardians.
Yeah. And what a scrappy game of just no one knowing what to do.
It looked really bad.
What the hell is this? What the hell is that? What is going on? No one knows.
Yeah,
and that describes all 5 games in a nutshell.
I actually want to talk about one of the games, and that's Game 5, where, again, 100 Thieves have a massive lead. Mm-hmm. They have an 8-kill lead right now. And they got Soul.
Yep.
Right? They got Soul. I think this was before they got Soul, though. It was a Baron fight. They see Golden Guardians attacking Baron. And let me tell you, the gold graph is kind of even. Even though 100 Thieves had more kills, the gold graph was still pretty even. But instead of fighting, this is what they decide to do. Closer decides to go from behind the Baron pit and try to go for a steal. While this is happening, Tenacity does an incredible engage and instantly dies because they've got no follow-up with the Wukong.
Yeah.
So, there's this thing where, sure, Golden Guards can get the Baron and then they can fight, It's still fine if 100 Thieves kills everyone. But instead they go for a steal? Like, you only go for a steal if you're really behind.
Yeah, didn't make a whole lot of sense.
It didn't make any sense. And then they all die, obviously. Wukong dies because he's getting pegged in the corner of the Baron pit. And then Sion instantly dies. And then the rest of the team's like, they scatter.
So I will say, after watching these 5 games, I realized one thing. Jinx is bad in pro play.
You think so?
Jinx is bad in NA.
Jinx is bad in NA?
Yeah.
I mean, 100 Thieves did win the first game with Jinx, though.
Jinx is bad in NA.
Okay.
She has, almost, I want to say, a 30% win rate right now.
That's crazy.
In pro play.
It's crazy because
More teams lose with her than they win with her.
I definitely should agree with you, but it makes it so hard for me to agree because
Lucian has a higher win rate in pro play.
I hate that. Because 2 years ago when it was a Jinx meta, everyone was playing so well with her, but
maybe they jumped the gun.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, champion with no mobility.
Yeah.
It will be harder compared to a Zarya or a Lucian. Yeah, that game was just sad. 100 Thieves, they're just the kindest thieves ever. The
anti-thieves.
Yeah. 100 throws. That's their name on Twitter. On Twitch chat. 100 throws.
100 also, chokes. Speaking of 100 throws, someone did not follow up on their bet. Tenacity said if they got kicked out of upper brackets by FlyQuest, he would shave his head.
Do you think he still will, though?
No, I think he'll puss out. He'll be a puss.
I'll be a puss.
Yeah. He won't even wear a bald cap, probably, like what Team Liquid did with Mark.
I mean, he's got a good build. He can just be like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Nah, he's not.
He has so much hair, though. You're right.
He's more like skinny, frat boy, not skinny hunky man. Yeah.
I think he's more like an e-boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
E-boys like their hair long.
That's true.
Yeah. You don't really see a bald e-boy. You just see bald buff man.
Well, hopefully he commits to that because I want to see it. And maybe he can actually look at the map once in a while.
Might help him win.
No, but I don't blame Tenacity completely. 100 Thieves, just as a team, are kind of a mess right now. Now, before we move on to the final game that happened in playoffs, I just want to ask you, what do you think 100 Thieves need to change? What really?
100% mid laner.
Bjergsen?
Yep, get him out. He's too passive.
Too passive.
In a meta right now where you have so many aggressive ADCs, or not ADCs, mid laners, like Ahri,
True.
Sylas, Kali.
I agree. I mean, we've been seeing Gory and M&S. They've been doing Yone and LeBlanc.
Even Veigar. I'd say Veigar's somewhat aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's played one Veigar. But regardless, it's just all mages. That's a theme that we're seeing. The closest one not to a mage would be Azir. Or Bjergsen at least.
Yeah.
And even Azir is a staple pick, you know what I mean? He doesn't go out of his bubble.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what worries me.
I don't know, it just felt like he was overly passive in both games. Or both tournaments. Or matches?
Both matches, yeah.
Matches, yeah.
Yeah. Then who would be a good replacement?
I have no idea. Throw Diplex in there, see what happens.
But yeah, I kind of agree. He isn't very flexible. He never really stands out. You don't really see any flashy kills in the middle. You don't see any nice roaming because when you're a mage, all you do is just perma push. But if you see JoJo's playstyle, he can play anyone. He'll still roam bot to put pressure. We've seen this a lot. This is what Faker does too. He'll give up a lot of his mid lane CS just to lock down the whole game plan to win the game.
Yeah.
But Bjergsen, he's okay, let me just pick Zilean because I'm known for that.
Yeah, it's my thing.
It's my thing.
Hey guys, you want to see something wacky? Look at what I can do.
But what about Doublelift? You think he's okay?
So it didn't seem like he was the best in these playoff games.
But it doesn't seem like he's a problem.
He wasn't. I don't think he was the problem.
Yeah.
Because when he did have coverage and they did protect him, he popped off.
And I do think they're putting too much pressure on him again. Yeah. Especially if you give him Jinx, right? They're giving him too much pressure, and that's fine and all, but when you only have one potential carry in your team, it's kind of over. If you look at EG, they have so many carries. You know, you always have to be worried about JoJo.
You need a minimum of 2.
Yeah, minimum of 2. And
they only have 1.
They have 1 for the early game.
It's supposed to be Bjergsen as the second, but who we kidding ourselves?
They got early game carry, which is closer, and then they just got 1 late game carry, which is double lift. But moving on to the final game, which happened a couple hours ago. CLG versus Evil Geniuses.
What a destructive play. Everyone was just like, oh, CLG's probably going to crush them. Last couple of weeks, Evil Genius has been looking bad. That's because they've been sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah, JoJo had, I don't know, COVID for the millionth time or something.
Yeah, well, and last week, 3 of them were sick.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Do you know who specifically?
No.
No? Okay.
Not top of my head. I just know 3 of them were sick. And so that's only 2 good, reliable players. See, of course they're going to lose super weak. Yeah. Like, those odds are against them.
Come on, this is what EG does. They go crazy in the lower bracket. You remember, I think it was this one time where EG was I think they started in the lower bracket the first time they won. It's like the same thing, you know? They're like, okay, let's just get sick. You know, run it down a little, make it a bit spicy.
Yeah.
And then go that crazy losers run. But hey, JoJo, he's on top. You know?
He's a healthy boy.
He's a healthy boy now.
Yeah. He's a healthy boy that took them magic beans and just showed Palafox what's up.
First 2 games, he picked Ahri and just destroyed. The final game, because EG just slapped CLG in the ass. Ahri gets banned.
Yeah.
Who would ban Ahri in this meta?
They would.
No one, but apparently they had to ban out the Ahri for Evil Geniuses. And now JoJo's like, make our time.
Yeah. And everyone's just like, he didn't have a good showing. But again, he was sick. And so, not sick JoJo, he is a total clown. He will clown on you.
Well, I think he did good ints, is what I noticed.
Yeah.
Like, he would, if he does die, their team gotta end him. If he does die, his team gets a dragon.
Or he killed someone with him.
Did you see the bot lane fight?
Yeah, it was him versus Palafox.
Not just Palafox and Poom. It was Rakan and Jace versus JoJo on Vagar. And right as he died, JoJo died, like the W, just like boop on the Jace.
And just tapped him with a little love tap.
Yeah, it was so funny. Palafox was just like, what happened? And then JoJo's like laughing.
He's like, I got you in the end, fool.
And while that's happening, they get an inhib.
Kill me, pay the price. No, but also, with all those games, funny thing happened. Both teams that lost upper bracket both lost bottom bracket.
I think that's the biggest oof, you know, because
the biggest oof.
You have to lose twice in a row. Like, how sad is that? Especially for 100 Thieves. Because they were game 5. 8 kill lead.
You can say this though. Technically, out of those 2 days, 100 Thieves had 1 more win over CLG. Like, if we took the 2 games records, you have 100 Thieves at 2-5 and CLG 1-5.
And with how like 100 Thieves have been playing this playoff, I think they definitely would have lost CLG too. I'll be honest, because I don't think CLG played really bad. When I saw the match with CLG and EG, I noticed more of EG playing well.
Yeah, and so with that, what is your predictions for the wins of next week?
Woo. Okay, so again, it's FlyQuest and Cloud9 fighting for the winners grand final spot, right, in North Carolina. Oh, it's so hard. I think
so. At the beginning of spring, FlyQuest beat Cloud9 when they were still kind of figuring out their mid laner.
Yeah.
But then lost the second game and then lost the tie round as well. So they're 1-2 against Cloud9. Not looking too good.
Cloud9 is looking so good right now. And not only that, they just won a series, you know? CLG beat them, but they made a comeback. FlyQuest, on the other hand, They just had a easy 3-0, just like
casual stroll in the park.
They didn't get to experience
a casual stroll in the forest.
Oh, what is that a fairy? No, that's LS. He just joined FlyQuest.
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Patooey. No church in my forest.
Okay. We can talk about biases later. But yeah. So because Cloud9 had to deal with hardships and FlyQuest had a stroll in the park, I think Cloud9 just came from hell and back, so they will have that experience to win.
They briefly saw the CLG pit and they're just like, we don't want to be down there.
No.
I'll pass. Hard pass.
Yeah, I think
I'm going to go into the forest.
I think Cloud9 will win.
Well, the clouds are technically above the forest.
What about EG versus Golden Guardians?
Wow, you just gotta pass over that.
You're making too many.
Evil Geniuses will... Okay, so I feel it's going to be FlyQuest versus Cloud9. It's going to be 3-1 to Cloud9.
3-1? I think we'll go to Game 5.
You think it'll go to Game 5 in favor of who?
Cloud9.
Cloud9. So we both agree Cloud9's probably going to win.
Oh, I don't...
As much as...
I feel like I'm going to get so embarrassed by the result. Yeah.
Like,
I gotta commit.
I'm a diehard FlyQuest, but even I can see when Vale is there.
True. And, like, we did see FlyQuest with a lot of weaknesses against...
You know what? No, I can't, since...
Come on!
FlyQuest win.
But we
the
saw...
copium.
We saw a lot of, like...
I need the copium.
We saw a lot of, like, 3-2
FlyQuest.
3-2.
It's going to be a reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep?
Yep.
No.
They're gonna lose.
Blair's gonna pull out the Rengar.
They're gonna lose the first 2 games, and then Vikla Prince will just go, "Yo, check me out."
No, you don't understand. Fudge is gonna pull out the Iron Top. You don't understand.
No.
He's gonna bring the trees to FlyQuest.
I don't want. No, I refuse.
They're gonna wear the fairy skins.
They're gonna wear the fairy skins. If FlyQuest doesn't wear the fairy skins, I'm going to be disappointed. I better see Israel Karma bot lane.
There hasn't been an Ezreal for a fat minute, but we'll see about that.
You had TSM.
A while ago.
No, just like 2 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
3?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, time flies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Evil Geniuses and Golden Guardians. Let's keep going. Who's going to win?
3-0 EG.
3-0 EG?
They are on they're in playoff mode. JoJo is in playoff mode. Just like the last 2 splits, JoJo plays differently in playoffs than in normals. Like, it was JoJo and Danny that carried both splits, and now it's JoJo carrying.
But Golden Guardians, they have so much.
They're going to be good matches. It will not be one-sided.
I think it'll be 3-1 EG. I think Golden Guardians can at least get 1.
Okay.
Because FBI looking kind of meh. I'll be honest. He's looking kind of meh. And 6A kind of looking like, heh.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I can't deny that. It's gonna be a good match. I'm more excited about the lower bracket than I am the upper bracket.
Really? Okay. Wait, really?
Yeah.
No, I'm more excited for FlyQuest versus Cloud9. It's the rematch.
Either way, one of those 2 teams is going into finals.
Do you think the grand finals is going to be FlyQuest versus Cloud9?
If it does, I'm honestly going to be a little upsetty spaghetti.
What? I mean, but it is what
at that point, I'm just like, I've watched 2. I know the outcome already.
It's destiny.
It's destiny. Honestly, I feel like if that does happen, if FlyQuest do lose this to Cloud9, by the time finals happens, they should at least have cracked the wall by bashing their head in it long enough to know how to win.
But do you know what would be insane? As you know, Cloud9, they have a 2-1 win streak. KDA over FlyQuest.
Yeah.
They have 1 more win ahead of them. If FlyQuest win this, it's going to be 2-2. So if they meet in the grand finals, that's going to be the ultimate tiebreaker.
Okay, so here's my theory. If FlyQuest lose, FlyQuest will beat Evil Geniuses in the lower final. I feel like if FlyQuest win and Cloud9 loses, they'll be somewhat distraught and Evil Geniuses will take advantage of that, and then it will be FlyQuest Evil Geniuses in the final.
I can see that too.
Those are my 2 outcomes for the final.
But EG was one of the teams that beat FlyQuest, though. That's the thing.
I want FlyQuest to be in the finals.
There's so many variables.
I want FlyQuest to be in the finals.
There's so many variables. We don't know how to control it.
That is fair.
It's gonna be a banger, anyways. It's all happening next week, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So next week, FlyQuest vs Cloud9 and Evil Geniuses versus Golden Guardians.
Yeah, and
are they gonna go all the way to grand finals next week?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see, but there's gonna be some exciting stuff. Absolutely. Let me see. We're just checking. No, looks like there's only be 2 matches next week.
No, there's gonna be 4. It's all gonna end next week.
It's all gonna end next week? Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
So they're gonna play it on Thursday, then play on Friday, and then the finals of lower will be Saturday, and then the grand final will be Sunday.
Oh my goodness. Hey guys, so you know what this means? This means that the next podcast we're gonna be running down everything that happened in North Carolina. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and next week's podcast episode will be a special one where the episode itself will be slightly longer, maybe broken into parts, or at least on YouTube. We'll have it, I don't know, we'll probably do it this way. So for those on YouTube, you'll be able to follow along with us on it. We might be live streaming it, we might not, you never know.
Okay,
but
yeah.
We will have live reactions to us, either highlighted or some format on there, just so you can be part of us, join us.
Mm-hmm. Please subscribe to our YouTube.
Wow, already hitting them with that.
Hey, you're talking about the YouTube before asking to subscribe.
Did I? Wow, is it already ingrained? That's scary. But
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. subscribe. And with that, we'll also be having a little sitcom sketch. So since we are known...
Is it a sketch or is this actually...
It's a sketch. So since we've changed our name to the Iron Analysts on the fact that we're low elo, I think it would be fun to do a little bit of a sketch on what if casters were Iron players.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully within the next couple days, you all will be able to hear and watch this video.
Let's be honest, it's not going to be a sketch. We're actual Iron players, and this is going to be us casting. Let's be honest.
I was trying to hype us up a little bit.
Let's be honest. It's just going to be us casting, and it's going to sound like Iron players.
Yeah, well, as one Iron player to another, just remember that grass doesn't exist. Yeah.
See ya.